What was the standard of living like in Prague under communism? What was daily life like in Prague during the years of communism? The standard of living in Prague was shaped by the policies of the Czechoslovak Socialist Republic from 1948 to 1989. This period saw the city transition from a mixed economy to a centrally planned system. The state controlled nearly all aspects of economic life, which had a direct impact on the quality of life for residents. At the beginning of communist rule, the government nationalized most private property and businesses. Many individuals lost their homes and companies overnight. This often forced families to move to less desirable accommodations outside the city. While the ideology promised equality, the reality was often a leveling down of living standards for many people. The economy was centrally planned, focusing on heavy industry and producer goods rather than consumer goods. This led to frequent shortages of everyday items. The quality of available goods was often poor. In the 1950s, there was some economic growth and a temporary rise in wages. However, these improvements were not sustained, and by the later decades, economic stagnation set in. Living standards in Prague lagged behind those in Western Europe. Daily life was marked by strict government control. People had to be cautious about what they said and did. Surveillance by the secret police was common, and many felt they could not speak freely, even in their own homes. Bribery and informal networks became necessary to navigate the shortages and bureaucratic hurdles. Despite these challenges, the communist government provided certain social guarantees. Free education and health care were available, and full employment was officially maintained. However, these benefits were often overshadowed by the lack of political freedoms and limited access to quality goods. The system aimed to create a more equal society by eliminating class distinctions. While some social services were expanded, the overall standard of living in Prague did not match the promises of the ideology. Residents experienced a mix of security in basic needs and frustration over shortages, lack of freedom, and limited opportunities for personal advancement. Practical applications of these policies included volunteer labor to meet production quotas and the collectivization of agriculture. The suppression of dissent through surveillance and intimidation was common. These measures were intended to support the socialist project but often resulted in inefficiency and economic decline. The standard of living in Prague under communism was characterized by economic stagnation, shortages of consumer goods, and limited personal freedoms. The reality of life in the city reflected both the aspirations and limitations of the communist system.